Hi guys, I'm building up the Ragley Bigwig. I just got a new wheel set for it. Stands flow. I didn't want to go so cheap that on my first ride out in Grand Junction that I would fold the wheels because no one likes a tacoed wheel. So I did spring for a little bit more expensive of a wheel. In the front I'm going with the Maxxis Minion DHF 2.5 29er, which I think will be pretty darn aggressive. And then in the rear, speaking of aggressive, going with the Aggressor 29 2.5 wide trail. These rims, they are 29 millimeters wide. They say that it's optimized for wide trail tires. When they're folded like this for such a long time, sometimes they won't seat up right away. They need to have time to stretch out and get back to their regular shape. So I don't put sealant in them at first. Otherwise you have to end up trying to take the sealant out to throw a tube in there, let them sit overnight. So let's see if these will seat up. Ooh, this smells so good. I love the smell of fresh rubber. Now these stands, no tubes wheels already came pre-taped. And they also came with a valve stem. I don't have to worry about setting them up tubeless. Let's weigh this up first. 1,032 grams for the rear wheel. 896 grams for the front wheel. All right, let's see if we can get this Aggressor to seat up with no sealant. So this weighs forward. Let's find our arrow. I don't know if you can see this rotational arrow. Rotation, line up the Maxxis logo with the valve stem. That went on pretty easy. Check and see if we can get a seal. I'm gonna use this valve core remover. That way we can get faster airflow up into the tire. Seems like it's holding air, but I haven't heard the bead snap into place yet. Yeah, it's totally holding air. No bead snap. Took it to 40 PSI. Looks like it's seated really well. It was a nice tight fit. Maybe that's why there was no snap. Now that we're sealed, you could either, if you have that special syringe, you could insert your sealant through here. Or I just like to pop one side of the tire and put the sealant in. So even though these are stands wheels, I'm using orange because I like orange. And I like to add a little bit of glitter to it just for fun. All right, so they say about 4 ounces. This little stands cup is 2. And we'll put in 2 ounces. 2 more ounces, maybe a little bit more. I don't mind going a little bit heavy on sealant. Now we're gonna add a little package of glitter. Get sealant and glitter all over your hands. Rotate it to the other side. Snap it back into place. All right, with this specialized air blast tool, I'm supposed to pump it up to 140 PSI. All right, it's up to 140. I want to see if the specialized air blast tool can inflate it with the valve core in. That would just save me a step. That would make it just like a compressor, which it's supposed to be able to replace a compressor, right? This thing was like 50 bucks. Put that there. Release the air. Try to finish it off with this guy. So when we tried sealing without the valve stem and no sealant, it's sealed up, but I didn't hear the beads pop. But that might have something to do with the way that the rims are. They're meant to seat really nicely, the actual shape of the inside. You always try and tell if it's seated straight by looking at the rim and the tire. Okay. So far, this thing worked. When I previously used it, I had to remove the valve core to get it to seat, but this worked with the valve core in it. Maybe the stand's wheels and that profile has something to do with the way that it's seated really well. All right, now we're gonna get the DHF on front. These tires go on here fairly easily. They're nice and snug, but they're not like a super huge pain to get on. See if it'll seat up or if it needs a tube. There it goes. Just no popping. It's weird. I'm used to the pop. Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. 1 scoop. Scoop number 2. Let's put blue glitter in there. That way, if we do get a puncture, we will really have a party. This glitter is gonna be everywhere forever. I almost think that the work that it takes to pump up this air blast tool to 140 would totally just seat your tire with a regular pump. But we're gonna do it because I have it. All right. 140 PSI. Let it rip. It doesn't get it up to like a full 40 PSI that I'd want it to be at. I put it up to just over 20. So we're gonna take it up to 40. Get the sealant everywhere. Check that it's rotating straight. It's seated nicely. And we are just gonna let that sit. Final thoughts for the specialized air blast tool. Do I think it's worth 50 bucks? Maybe, not so much. I paid $50 for a real compressor that can actually do the job without me having to pump this up to 140. But if you're going on like a destination trip where you won't be able to bring a compressor and you might need to set up tubeless tires, and I know a lot of things happen while you're on a bicycle trip, but if you need it while you're traveling, it's good. I think it is better than a compressor. But if you're just gonna be setting up tubeless tires at home, no, I don't think it's worth it. I think I'd rather just spend the $50 on a compressor. But if you're traveling, yeah, it's nice. Throw it in your trunk, seated tubeless tire, be good to go. But it works. I didn't spill too much sealant this time. Freaking glitter everywhere.